Hey guys, welcome back to the Kool-Aid Podcast. Welcome back to season 3, episode 2, start of a brand new season. The season is just getting on the way. Guys, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about Oriol Romeu, Gundogan, and Bernardo Silva. But guys, before we get started on the episode, let me introduce my co-hosts for tonight, both Alex and Alvaro.
Hey guys, what's up? What's up, guys?
All right. And guys, remember, I post a link on Twitter at Kool-Aid Podcast. If you guys want to join and give your thoughts, comments, discussion, whatever, always feel free. Just go on Twitter, move your mouse, click on the link, and then you'll be able to join. But first topic of the day, we're going to be talking about Oriol Romeu. We recently got the Here.We.Go confirmation from Fabrizio Romano. As you guys can see on my screen, Barcelona are set to seal Oriol Romeu deal. Here we go. Agreement reached with Girona. It will include Pablo Torres' loan until 2024. Medical done, as Gigantes FC called, and it's now time to prepare documents in order to get it signed. Oriol joins Barca this week, and then you can see the fantastic photo of Oriol Romeu in a Barcelona jersey. But guys, what do you guys make of Oriol Romeu to Barcelona? What are your feelings? What are your sensations? What do you think of the signing?
Well, I think it was a much needed signing, especially considering how much Xavi values the CDM position, that five position. So, of course, great signing from a tactical point of view, maybe, from the point of view of just filling up the position. I think it's a great signing. He's a good player. He's not the best at his position, obviously. I can think of much better players, but given the circumstances, I think it's actually a solid transfer for the team. Maybe had we had more time or more money, things could have been better. But again, I give this a 7 or 7.5 signing because he's not the best, but he is also coming in and fixing an issue that we had, which is not having a proper CDM. So
I agree with Alex. I think it's a very solid signing that maybe some people overshadow because it's not a Barca name and a top star in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But this gives Xavi his number one option that he has always wanted of a 4-3-3, and it gives him different options to work the midfield. He can run the former midfield we talked about. It gives him a lot of different options
Mm-hmm.
while staying competitive and not dropping down to at least competitive formation. So I mean, it is definitely this is most likely a 1 year deal. Obviously, even if it's longer, him being a pivotal piece for Xavi is probably gonna be until he finds a better replacement. But it is solid and it was needed for Xavi's goals.
Do you guys think that he could be like a surprise signing? Because there has been a lot of talk about Oriol Romeu, and for example,
He look, just to answer you real quick. He definitely could. It just depends how much Xavi is willing to play the 4-3-3.
well, I did see. Here's the thing: I don't think he's going to be playing with the 4-3-3 because you saw last season how he like that four-man midfield, like he fell in love with it and everything with that Pedri, Gavi, Busquets, and Frankie De Jong combination, and that was our starting lineup for like the rest of the season after I think like the World Cup, like post World Cup, and I think Oriol Romeu he's actually going to complement Barcelona very well because when you think about it, his sole duty is not going to be like, for example, like, hey, my job is to create, to be silky on the ball. No, that's not going to be his job. I've mentioned it before. His job is going to be to basically anchor in that midfield, just recover the ball and intercept. Just be the hard worker in that midfield and just recover the ball. Be like a proper like he's not going to be like a pivot. He's just going to be a defensive midfielder. That's basically it. Just pass the ball, give it to Frankie De Jong, have him create, pass the ball to Pedri, have him create, or even
Could
pass
we
it to
see?
Gavi.
This might seem as a stupid question for some of you tactical heads. Could Barca, with what you just said right now, obviously Domelo's not gonna be the next Busquets, the next Rodri. He's gonna be someone that's gonna hold you down defensively more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Could we see a 4-1-4-1 for Barca?
4-1-4-1. Well, I mean, at times we could see. How would you line up in that formation though?
I mean that's obviously you have to sacrifice a winger, but I mean obviously you have your four at the back. I guess Domelo will be the one defensive purely defensive midfield. Then at the four you could at the four in the middle you could probably set up in whatever formation you want. That I would expect Gabi to be the left mid all the way down the side. Then Pedri, Guandogan, maybe you also include Frankie. I know it sounds a little difficult to make because again, not Gundogan, Frankie, nor Pedri have the aggressiveness to play down the side like that Gavi does. Maybe you run Dembele there and then you sacrifice one of the four big midfielders. I don't know, and then Lewandowski on top. I don't know.
What do you make of this picture right here? This is Oriol Romeu back at Barcelona, basically where he started his career from the academy and moving up.
Nice hair.
Yeah, nice hair. Okay.
From that picture, it feels like I'm looking at a 4-year-old man, but
No, but
he
this is
has made
basically
the best.
yeah, exactly.
But listen, I honestly I was thinking about this the other day too. Um, in the event that Dembele leaves the club, or in the event, the very likely event that he is injured, um, I was actually thinking like playing a 5-man midfield is not the worst thing Barca can do. I know from maybe from a counter-attacking perspective, or from maybe a more
Five
traditional,
midfielders.
maybe from a traditional Barca perspective is not good. But imagine this: your two holding midfielders, or your two defensive midfielders, De Jong and Romeo. Then
Okay.
up top you put your other three would be Gavi, Pedri, Gundogan. Gundogan can be down the middle and a little higher, and then on the two sides you have Pedri and Gavi, and then you have Lewandowski just getting all the through balls. Now I know the bad thing about this team is it has no great change of pace. You're not gonna have those explosive players or those dynamic runs that Dembele can make, but you are gonna be seeing a lot more of the ball and possibly even more chances created. The other problem is Lewandowski isn't young and he's not the fastest, so maybe getting those chances in for him wouldn't be as easy. But that would also give space for what do you call this? That would also give space for Balde to come up the wing and overlap more. We can maybe see more involvement from the right backs. I know this isn't traditional for Barca, but it's just a thought. Like I was thinking about it, and I don't know if it's the worst thing.
Look, I have a
Uh,
feeling that Romelu is gonna be that type of 60th, 70th minute 1-0 game substitution that you make purely for defense and then you sacrifice obviously attack. Not the only scenario, but the most likely scenario in which I see Romelu playing most of his minutes as a starter or as an important piece of the team will be again, like I said, if someone like Dembele is injured. And
you
then
really think so? You really think that Romeo is
I
gonna have like
don't see
that part time
I don't
role
see
in
I
Barcelona?
don't see Xavi sacrificing Dembele or one of his 4-star midfielders to give Romelu starting minutes unless he's forced to.
No, what I see in that midfield, for example, I think the first I think Xavi's ideal lineup is probably going to be, for example, I would say Lewandowski, then Bellingham. If everyone is fit and ready to go, you'd probably see Lewandowski, then Bellingham up top, the four-man midfield of Pedri, Gundogan, Frankie de Jong, and Oriol Romeu. Because you have four players of different characteristics, and all four like complement each other. For example, like if you don't have Oriol Romeu, you don't have like a pure a CDM who's like a defensive minded player in that midfield. You have players who are very creative ball carriers basically, and I think like like that midfield isn't balanced, and I think Oromel like he provides that balance, and in that defense you have Balde, Christensen, Araujo, and Kunde. I think Oromel is actually going to have like a big part to play this season, and this is why like the Laporta and Xavi, they basically said that he is going to be our surprise signing.
I think you went on mute real quick.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, were you saying something else, or was that it?
No,
Anything?
no, that was it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it's possible, right? Like it's very early to tell. We would definitely need to see some preseason, and obviously we need to see him play the actual season. There's a lot of variables we're not accounting for, injuries, underperforming,
Okay.
and even overperforming. Like if we do see players like, let's say, like Romeo, being just a phenomenal signing, we're gonna see less of maybe Frankie De Jong or Gavi. Players that yes, they're an important part of the team, but they can be moved around a little bit more. In other words, they're more replaceable than say someone like Gundogan or Pedri. Although I know Gundogan is just committed, I know he's gonna have a great impact on the team.
Okay. So just to round off like the Oriol Romeu topic, expectations and rating for this signing. What do you guys think that he's gonna basically do at Barcelona?
I expect them to. I mean, this is kind of like what I want, but I guess I can expect this as well. That he does have a good season. I wouldn't say it would be anything like like any Ballon d'Or shouts, obviously, but um, I don't think he will have a crazy phenomenal season, but I think he will be solid. And but for the meantime, I'll have to give this like a 7.5, just because
At 7.5.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a good signing, but I think giving it any higher than that is a little unfair.
Okay.
I'll give it a 7. I mean, it's again, it has the potential to be a much better sign, a much higher rated signing if it actually surprises people like Xavi and Laporta have said. But I mean, it just gives Xavi's more options, and all we can ask for him is to do exactly what he did in Girona. I mean, you're scared of seeing some players come to big clubs and then try to overperform and then just lose their form entirely and just become busts. So just let him do his thing, just like he did in Girona. Obviously, not as pivotal of a role, no pun intended.
Okay.
But we'll see how he does.
Well, let's hope he has like a very successful stint at Barcelona, because we paid 4.5 million euros for him, and something that we haven't even mentioned is Pablo Torre. Pablo Torre is going to Girona as part of this deal.
Mhm.
So we're only paying 4.5 million euros for it's what is a temporary stopgap. We're not paying extremely like absorbent amount of prices. And I think it's very good business because he does fit in our system. For example, he's a player that we do need. And we loan Pablo Torre, a player who hasn't gotten that many minutes at Barcelona. He plays at a good team in La Liga. He gets those minutes that he desperately needs to develop. It's actually a shame to see Pablo Torre go on loan, because I would have loved to see him at Barcelona for this upcoming season. But for example, if Xavi isn't going to count on him, it's best that he does get minutes.
Mhm.
But it's a very good deal. For example, low
I think it's a win-win.
expectations.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it's a win-win for all parties because, like you said, Paulo Torre is able to further develop his game, get the minutes he needs to grow as a player. I think it's great for Paulo Torre. He's definitely going to be playing a lot, and I think Romeo. I think he's going to do I think he's going to come and do what is expected of him, and he might even exceed our expectations. But I think it's good business, especially from an economic point of view.
I completely agree. But guys, now moving on to our next topic, we are going to be. Oh, I hit my mic right there. We're going to be talking about İlkay Gundogan. İlkay Gundogan was presented today. Today was his presentation as a Barcelona player. As you can see right there, he's holding hands with Laporta. Special day, amazing club, incredibly proud to be here. Let's win as much as possible together. VISCA Barca. And we're going to be looking at some quotes from Gundogan. We're going to be taking a look. So first quote: how did I inform Pep Guardiola? Basically, his departure from the club. I spoke to him on the phone, thanked him for what he has done for me over the past 7 years. Pep was sad, but maybe he was happy too because I was joining his favorite club. And this is so amazing to see that Pep Guardiola is still a Barcelona fan, because Gundogan, he later mentions how like Pep Guardiola still watches like all the Barcelona games. Pep Guardiola is a Barcelona fan through and through. Just keep on going. The coach appreciates I'm a versatile player and that I can adapt to any position. Sometimes it depends on the tactics of the team. We haven't talked about a specific role, but I think I can play anywhere. And I think this is precisely what Gundogan is going to be bringing, just that versatility and that quality in the midfield. Not only is he an experienced winner, a serial winner, but he can play in multiple roles. And I think in modern football, in where systems basically now dictate over the individuality of players, that versatility is so vital. And we did mention that last week how we thought that Gundogan was going to be playing a little bit more higher up in the pitch, just to tune in for some goals. But I'm very excited to see Gundogan play, and just to keep on going. Gundogan was the first player Xavi asked for this summer. It's an honor he chose our offer. We made a good proposal financially, but it was not the best he had. He preferred Barca's prestige and history over other offers. And this is lovely to see a player who loves Barcelona, who wants to be here. And this is a childhood dream for him. He wanted to be a Barcelona player since his childhood, and it's amazing to see. But Alex Avila, what do you guys make of the Colts so far?
I mean,
Of
that
Gundogan.
that last quote shows you that he's sadly a rare tier of players nowadays. We see those players take $2 billion to go play in Saudi Arabia and those crappy leagues, and he wants to still compete and not the youngest age, but he still wants to win in Europe. He left City, which is again, I mean, they just won the treble, but he wants to follow his dreams, and he knows that Xavi's project can very well get him to where he wants to be. So
Alex?
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's great, that you're making a signing and it's a player that actually loves the club. Someone who's not just there for the money or for the success they may have. I mean, obviously those are major factors for a player to choose a club, but still, it's nice to see that there's something deeper behind all that. And I think Gundogan is a phenomenal player. I'm a huge fan of the way he plays. It's a joy to watch. And I think he'll do a lot of good things for the club. He's a workhorse. We see this guy in City. He does everything Pep asks of him, and even more. You see performances like the one he had against Manchester United. And
That was so crazy, that performance. Like his that first goal, I think it was like 17 seconds or something like that, like 15
yeah,
seconds in.
and then you also
Bang.
have, for instance, his performance last season, the
Yeah,
one
against
for
Leeds.
this one again in the final game of the
No,
season, winning the league for
Manchester
City.
City. Yeah, I believe it was against Aston Villa, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty sure. So you have um you have a player that not only works hard for his team, but he's also someone that admires and loves the club that he's going to be playing for now. So I think it's great. I think it's been great business for Barca, and I'm very excited to see him play and see what's to be of him in the club.
Gundogan is coming on a free transfer. Like we have to think about it. The business that Barcelona has done so far. We brought in Inigo Martinez, we brought in Gundogan, and we brought in Oriol Romeu for a combined fee of 4.5 million. That is fantastic business. Not all three are quality players. Well, you can say Oriol Romeu, but still, I have faith in Oriol Romeu. But all of them are quality, and they provide so much quality and depth to the squad. And when you look at this quote right here from Gundogan, would you beat Madrid with Mbappe or without Mbappe? And this quote right here, like basically tells you everything you need to know about Gundogan. The truth is that it doesn't matter who plays there. I'm not interested. It's none of our business. I believe you give your best when you focus on yourselves, not others. And this is basically exactly what Gavi said a couple of days ago, and I mentioned it on the channel. When Barcelona focuses on them and they just like focus on their work and they don't pay attention to other to Real Madrid or any other teams, that's when you get ahead. And it's so amazing to see that winner mentality at the club, because when we look at like all the failings in Europe and all the humiliations and everything, what do you point? It's that fragile mentality where as soon as we go down, the players just like fall, and then you see one goal go in, 2, 3, 4, and then when you go to Bayern, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you see those horrendous results. And it's so great to see that we're bringing in a serial winner to the club who can basically bring in some of that winning mentality into the team. Some more quotes from you, Gundogan. I think Xavi, because just after the first call with him, I felt Barca was the right step. And as you said, like he's shown his interest from day one. He didn't want to listen to any other offers from Saudi or from any other team. And this is so fantastic. I'm so hyped for this Gundogan signing. But guys, I already asked you last week. But what do you guys think that Gundogan is going to do at Barcelona?
I mean, I think he's going to help us, to be honest, I think he's going to be one of the key players to take us to a UCL final and to winning another Champions League trophy.
Wait. So you think that we're going to reach a UCL final?
Yeah.
Oh, well, this season or next? Or possibly even in 2 years' time?
I think win in 2 years' time. I think this season we're going to get very far in the UCL, maybe semis.
Let's hope, because we haven't had a good UCL run since like 2019. And that's been 4 years.
But with that being said, I also think Aside from what he will do for the team, for himself, I think he's going to show his class even more. I think he's going to be phenomenal, getting assists, goals, even. I know he's obviously not a goal scorer, but we know he can. We know he can score goals, and he's just such a solid player to have in that midfield, threading the passes, maintaining possession, winning the ball back. I think it's going to be phenomenal. I give this a 9.5 out of 10.
9.5 out of 10. Alvaro?
In my case, I'm gonna copy and paste what I said last week. He just won a UCL.
Yeah.
When you win that, you don't accept anything less. Once you're a winner, you don't want to be a loser. So he's gonna bring in a winning mentality to a team that has not won in Europe in a minute. He's gonna help a very young midfield be even better than they already are. And I mean, those two aspects I brought are just on the mental aspect. As a player, he's great. So it's just adding another star to a star-studded midfield. So I mean, there's not much. There's nothing to not like about him.
I've
About
actually heard some people say that Ilkay Gundogan is actually going to flop at Barcelona.
Hey, man,
I'm just because like
I'm sure they're not Barca fans.
no
They
no
just want to see Barca.
no, and on top of that, it was like a lot of Prem fans because you know how much like Pep has turned the Premier League into a farmers league, and how much the English media hates that. And so there were some critics towards Gundogan saying like, hey, Manchester City players, they don't perform well as outside of Pep systems. For example, you look at Bernardo Silva, you look at Ruben Diaz, you look at Gundogan for Germany, and how these players don't perform.
Okay, how about Kimmich?
Who, Kimmich?
Yeah, look at what he's done with Germany, and look who made him the player he is.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just thinking like, hey, you're just talking rubbish. Like for example,
look, I'm gonna say something real quick, and something I hate about the English media and a lot of, not all, but a lot of English fans of the Prem, that they think the Premier League is the best league by miles. And look,
exactly.
I'll say,
when you have Harry Kane being like one of the best players in the league, I mean, like, what can you say like about the league? Like, I mean,
no, but seriously, look.
Hey, Alex, I'm still waiting for that ball to land. I'm just saying, like when Harry Kane took that penalty against France, I'm still waiting for it to land.
Hey man, it's still.
Listen, all I'm saying is let's hope he doesn't.
The stratosphere, bro.
Hey, let's hope he doesn't go to Bayern this season, because we know what happens when we play them in the UCL.
Bro, the one thing I want to see in the UCL is Arsenal versus Bayern, bro. Have you seen how the way Arsenal fans have been talking? Like, oh my gosh, now we have Declan Rice and Havertz. We're gonna do so well in Europe.
Now
I
want to see Kane and
team
Bayern.
with zero.
I want to see Kane and Bayern, and then our boy Ronald completely destroying Kane's ankles.
Okay, buddy. Okay, first of all, he's staying at the best club in the world. He's not leaving, so get out of here. The most successful.
Hey man, for your sake, I hope he stays.
Okay, look, but going back to what I was saying, what I don't like about those Premier League fans and the British media is that they completely undermine all the other leagues, and they make the Premier League seem like it's the best by far. But is it really though? I mean, who wins the most trophies?
It's the Spanish.
La Liga. And I'm not saying, listen, I'm not saying the Spanish league is maybe as competitive as the Premier League in the league, right? Because you do see in the aside from Manchester City in the last few years, we do know it's a very dynamic league, and we usually see.
I mean, for the past 6 years, like Manchester City have won like 5 and 6.
But that's my point. At this point in time, it's just utter domination from Manchester City, and the problem is that the Premier League is the most lucrative league, so to speak.
By far, like the amount of money is like
it's the league that makes the most money. It's the most profitable. I would say it's also the most watched, but that doesn't make it the best league. And again, the Champions League, the Europa League, basically all the tournaments are an example of that. You literally had 2 Spanish teams winning 2 European trophies this year. Where were the English leagues? Winning the Europa Conference.
Yeah,
that's my point.
No, it's what Alex says. The Premier League as a whole.
No, wait, I'm tripping. I'm so sorry. I take that back.
Wait. Manchester City won.
Yeah, they won. I was thinking of the Europa League.
Yeah, you were thinking about last season.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my point.
Guys, just forget what you said anything.
Just look at the last 10 years. Who has won the most Champions League and the most Europa Leagues?
Right.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey
Yeah.
man, and look at that. Spain won the World Cup. England hasn't. So very
I
I
mean,
don't
close.
look,
think
well,
England will.
I
Well, I
mean,
mean, England
England,
has won it, but like,
As in
yeah.
recent times.
well, yeah, in recent times,
Oh yeah, in recent times you have to go like,
not back
woo.
when the
Okay,
dinosaurs were roaming the earth.
wait. We actually have to have like a conversation on like how bad England are because we hear this like, oh, it's coming home, it's coming home.
They're
Um,
trash.
Yo,
but
don't
like
yo.
England, like when was the
This is
last time
bad,
like they
bro.
actually like won a trophy? Like I'm
I
just saying like
honestly think a
because
trophy.
they bottled it at Wembley, for example. They bottled it in the
Bro,
2018
we get it,
World
bro.
Cup.
You hate the British. We get it, bro.
No, I'm just saying, like, for example, like when
That's
you
like
have this
Argentinian
conversation,
over here.
I'm
That's the
just saying,
name.
like, hey, we need like talk in depth
No, but
about
listen,
how trash
I
England
think
are.
this is definitely a topic that we gotta dive into. With more time. But I really do think it's two things at the end of the day. Three things: bad management, because we all know Gareth Southgate is ass. So bad management. I feel like a lot of egos, like a lot of players that think they're the shit, but they're really not.
Wait, but how can you say bad management when Southgate has like taken England the farthest it's gone in years?
Yeah, but like if
I'm
you're
sorry, like
As
look,
long
all
as
the quarter finals,
yo,
like for example, like the game against France. Like, do you think it's Southgate's fault that Harry Kane missed that penalty? Because like he gave the blueprint and everything. Like he gave them the two
yeah,
Wait,
two.
but it's also Southgate's fault that players like Harry Maguire are starting.
I mean, but Harry Maguire, like he performs well for England.
But no, but he conceded the second
okay,
goal.
but look,
The man he was marking scored on him.
look, Elias. I feel like a less fitted coach than Southgate England will still go as deep as they did because
I just think
that team C team can be a starter in most World Cup teams. So I think that
Exactly. Like you can't
I
even talk
think
about like
that
the quality of England.
with a half decent, I don't think Southgate's a good coach. And you know what, we're getting too deep into this topic, but I mean, with a team like that, you can be
Yeah.
I could be coaching in England, and we could get to France.
I just think at the end of the day he doesn't utilize his assets well, and we saw a lot of this.
Yo, Aslan, why we listen to a Spurs fan talk?
That's true.
This is so.
Sure you guys. Listen, I just don't think Southgate has utilized his players well. If you look back at the Euro 2020, we saw like the fans basically making him play Jack Grealish, and I know Jack Grealish isn't that guy, but back then he was having like some good seasons, and he was playing well for England. And again, like in the World Cup, playing Mason Mount.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well,
You get what
if
I'm
we go
saying?
down to England,
I'm,
we
I'm
can find
playing
like so
Calvin
many
Phillips.
Yeah, exactly. But let's move on to our final topic of the day. We're gonna be talking about Bernardo Silva, guys. I want you to look at this quote right here. Look at that. Look at that.
Well, chill.
Pause.
I'm just saying, like, hey
There's
guys.
better ways to phrase that.
I have a question.
Same.
Let's say that we get Bernardo Silva. What the fuck do you do with that midfield?
No.
I would
Like in that
honestly, if
midfield.
we were to get Bernardo Silva, I would sell Dembele. Don't at me.
Southern Belly.
I understand. Where you. I don't get where you find the playing time for these stars, because everybody in that midfield will be a star. Pedri, star. Gavi, sure, you don't want to name a star. He's
Well,
a
he is.
star. He's a star youngster. Frankie, who will be the worst one in that midfield. Gundogan, Bernardo Silva. Do you want to
Well,
run?
You're missing the goat, Romeo.
Exactly. No. But now, hey, now I
Seriously.
really you can. I finally rock that 5-man midfield, bro. You can go with
Yo, holy
Pedri,
shit, bro.
Gundogan,
If we get,
Gavi, Frankie
I
de
was,
Jong, and Bernardo Silva. Bro,
All
that
I'm gonna
midfield
say
cooks. That
is
midfield cooks. Just saying, that midfield cooks.
a five-man midfield won Spain a World Cup. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let's go, Lizzie.
Look, when you're talking about Guardiola being happy for Gundogan, whatever, and all that shit, I thought to myself, I saw the Bernardo Silva quote, and I thought Bernardo Silva, because I know Guardiola was like, I will give him all this freedom to talk to Barca and leave if he wants to. Dude, I know he wants. I'm sure he wants to leave, and Laporta wants him. Does what happens if we get him, bro?
I don't know how Christensen and Balde owning Madrid.
Madrid,
You will
yeah.
be there, guys. I cannot wait until Barcelona play Real Madrid, because I've been seeing these Real Madrid fans talking about Arda Güler, talking about Jude Bellingham, players who I oh my gosh, who I don't even rate that highly. I mean, Arda Güler, talent, Jude Bellingham talent, but like nowhere near the quality that we have.
You just mentioned the two signings you said that weren't good.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like they say like these guys are gonna be like, oh my god, like the next Ozil, like the next Zidane. I'm like, nah, nah, nah, relax,
Well,
calm down,
look,
calm down, calm down.
it's just me writing. But look, I'll tell you this:
Me writing for
I don't know what's gonna happen with Mbappe. I just think it's hilarious. You know, someone who loves Madrid has not um has not done anything about it. If he likes Madrid so much, why is he taking so long to pick?
You're right. You're right. Yo, but okay, but on Bernardo Silva, guys, do you think that this is gonna be possible? Because breaking right here, Jorge Mendes wants Bernardo Silva to fulfill his dream to join FC Barcelona. He would be willing to reduce his salary to fit in with the financial conditions. In fact, Barca have already been in contact with La Liga, but like big sale is needed. Here's the thing. Bernardo Silva, he has repeatedly shown his desire to join Barcelona. He says it constantly. Jorge Mendes, you know how Laporta and Jorge Mendes have very good relationships, have a very good relationship. And this is why we're linked with, for example, Ruben Neves. He's the agent of Yamin Yamal, of Balde, for example. He's getting the renovations, the renewals done and everything. So it's in our benefit to have a very good relationship with Jorge Mendes.
Okay.
But what big signing is going to
Okay.
happen?
Okay. I have a question. Who at this point it has to be between two players, Frankie and Dembele.
Get
Frankie
Dembele,
Dembele.
get
And
Dembele out of here.
who's it gonna be?
Why are we getting another right wing in Silva? We need a left wing.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Silva can play on both wings.
No, and here's the thing.
He's a 10,
Abde has cut his vacation short. He what's it called? He was supposed to like come back in like 10 days or
Breaking
something.
news.
But good news, he cut his vacation short, and he will be on like the US preseason tour for that. And please let it happen that Abde convinces Xavi, and like we have our left winger right there, because bro,
Okay,
Abde was cooking.
then
Abde was cooking, bro.
Then what happens to my 5-man midfield?
I mean, hey. Do you want to have? Do you have Ferran Torres and Sergio Roberto playing in the midfield?
Look, man.
Yes.
Look,
Hey
look.
Roberto, right wing,
No.
Fernando Torres.
Bro,
I love the idea. I love the idea of Bernardo Silva. Where does he fit, and how can you bring him to Barca?
He plays. Look. Bernardo Silva can do two things. He can play out wide in the wing, and he can just be in the midfield like a
Wait, let me finish my question. Where does he fit if no one in this midfield leaves, and how will he come here?
So I think the best way to get the big sale would be either a big profile player leaving, like let's say Dembele, or I think the other way we can do it is make small sales here or there, which is harder because, as we all know, everybody thinks they have a shot at surprising Xavi and staying at Barca. And the player I'm thinking of right now is Fernando Torres. Like, you don't understand how many times I see him on Instagram posting videos of him training and far at it. Like, you're not gonna make it. Like,
Torres.
sorry,
The thing is that he is the third. He's not third option, but he's fighting to be the second option for left wing.
Guys, relax. We have Sergio Roberto as our captain. The serious business is about to start. Like, guys, like I don't know why you guys are so worried. Just thinking about all these positions.
But let's be honest. If Sergio Roberto's captain,
it's not like if that happens, he is our captain.
No. I understand, but if he's captain, what's he gonna captain? The bench, because he's not starting.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, he's gonna be captain on the bench because he's not getting a single minute.
Bro, Abde Roque Yamal UCL 2025. Oh my god. My guys. Yamin Yamal just renewed his contract. We have Vitor Roque coming in next year. We have Araujo. And did you guys see the reports that apparently like Miguel Fay, he's impressed Xavi in the trainings? Like he's tried a partnership with Ronald Araujo and Miguel Fay.
Miguel who?
Remember the Senegalese young center back that we signed?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like apparently, like there's been like super good reports on him. And the same thing for Yamal. Apparently, like he's done stuff like some of those, like for example, like the Eric Garcias, the Ferran, and the Sergio Roberto was like, oh my god, like this is so hard to do. But both of these players have improved. So guys, could we have two gems right here?
I mean, yes, but we also have like Sergio Roberto contract renewals like every 2 years. So I don't know what to tell you. Like, you know, like, we have gems, but like, but we keep re-signing these players that are garbage. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm tired of being nice, saying, "Oh yeah, he's a pro, he's a club legend." I don't give a
No, okay,
I don't care. Like, get rid of these players. I'm so sorry. Like,
Look, look, look, look,
deadwood
look,
players,
look, look, look,
like
look, and here's the thing.
Serginho Dest. Who?
And look. Here's the thing.
Hey, are
Sergio
you are you
Roberto,
gonna disrespect a Gold Cup winner?
bro. Sergio Roberto right now.
Hell no.
I'm gonna list you the right back options for Barca. Conde,
Good.
Araujo against Madrid,
And me.
Sergino Dest, and Sergio Roberto. Sergio Roberto's the fourth option at right back.
Bro, our defense is cooking. Our defense is cooking, bro.
Our
Even
defense
you,
is good.
bro. Exactly. Well, the only thing I'm worried about is our attack because like we have Lewandowski and Dembele up top and Rafinha. Like I'm looking at that attack, I'm looking like,
Oh, that's the other thing I forgot about. Get rid of Rafinha. I feel like Rafinha is one of those players that if you offer him enough money, he'll gladly leave. Like I don't think he cares that much about the club.
But but he did like what's it called? We remember last season, bro. He rejected most from like from Chelsea and Newcastle. Like he wanted to come to Barcelona. Like, I think like he's turning down money from Saudi Arabia to stay at Barcelona. He's staying. But we've diverted completely from this Bernardo Silva talking.
Bro, I
Guys.
hate the players we have so much. Like there are some players that I look at and I'm like, why are you here? Like I feel like players like Eric Garcia, Sergio Roberto, Fernando Torres, they have to be undercover Madrid agents. Players. I'm so sorry. Like there's no way. That's like you just want the team not to go
Guys,
forward.
guys. I want you guys to close your eyes. Envision a similar scenario to last season when we had everybody injured. Envision a UCL defense of Umtiti and Lenglet, bro.
No.
Bars.
Yo,
My hair just look goosebumps.
Goosebumps. But this is actually like a very valid point. Rafinha does defensive work. He tracks back. We need that, and that's like.
I mean, I guess, but like,
yeah, bro. Okay, yo, you know what? You're right. How many wingers on the bench you want to have, bro?
No, but we only have two wingers. What do you mean?
What
you have
Dembele,
Rafinha, Fati, and Torres, bro. You have five
this
wingers.
This Rafinha.
No, okay. When you say we have five wingers, I'm actually talking about like decent wingers. Like you have maybe like 3 good wingers in there, and 2 of them only play on the right.
Rafinha delivers. Rafinha delivers a good pass like every like 10 balls. Like I wouldn't call that like great winger.
Are you forgetting his like clutch goals like to win the La Liga against Atletico Bilbao? Like for example, if I was in the squad, here's what I would do: sell Ferran Torres, send Ansu Fati on loan, sell Sergio Roberto, sell Kessie, sell Dest, sell Eric Garcia, sell.
Fuck it, sell the whole team at this point.
honestly, with all those like sells, could Barca have enough money to get Bernardo Silva?
Okay, no. The only way we actually like.
First of all, it's never gonna happen. We're never gonna sell that many players in a transfer window.
No. Even that happens, guys. It's Barcelona or not Barcelona, because like that's way too many like good business deals. Like for
no, listen, and even if it were to happen, Barca only needs like 1 or 2 big signings, or maybe a small one.
And what is that big signing? What is that big signing?
No, not signing. Transfers, like selling players.
Okay,
they just need, and that can easily be a package deal of Fernando Torres, Kessie, and maybe Eric Garcia. If you get rid of like those 3 players, like believe me, you're already like that's already like half the battle. Like you just gotta.
You mean Fernando Torres?
Fernando Torres. Listen, it's either that or the other thing they can do: sell someone like Dembele or Rafinha.
No, okay, but what's it called? Rafinha, he's staying. Ferran Torres, he's staying. Like we discussed on the channel. Sell Ansu Fati. Are you really gonna sell Ansu Fati?
Okay.
Because remember, he's like super young. He's like 19, 20.
I don't even know what I want anymore, bro. I'm being honest with you. I have no clue what I want. I just want this team to do something.
I think Xavi wants to for like La Liga to extend the capacity to like 40 players on the team, because he wants 20 additions. I have not seen a single subtraction. So at the end of the day, yes, you want depth, but
No,
you
no,
have
but,
a
but,
lot
but
of their weight. He has a lot of their weight.
okay. So let's say that, for example, Dembele does leave, which I don't think he's leaving. I think if someone's
He's
going to
not
leave in that
leaving.
midfield, I'm thinking maybe like Saudi Arabia comes in for like a 15 million euro offer for Kessie. He's gone. Then you have what? Yo, like actually, like when we think about it, how are we going to get this money? Like from where?
No, it's like Alex said. You gotta solve Rafinha or Dembele. I don't see him saying Frankie. I think it's gonna be Dembele or Rafinha. I think it's gonna be
Yeah,
or
Dembele.
no,
or
because
maybe
like, hey,
or
you're not gonna sell like Bernardo Silva to bring you're not gonna bring in Bernardo Silva and sell Frankie De Jong. You're in the same position you were last time. It makes no
That's what I'm
sense.
saying. So it's probably gonna be it's probably gonna be Dembele or Rafinha. Ideally,
But
that's like logic. That's what will happen.
okay,
Yeah, but
okay.
at the end of the day, if you bring in Bernardo Silva, you are pretty much guaranteeing that you're gonna rely less on Dembele or Rafinha. So if you're adding an extra midfielder that can play you on the wing, then Rafinha or Dembele are severely getting their minutes reduced. So that's why you guys so want.
But that is a very like Bernardo Silva at Barcelona would cook, guys. Like he would
Yeah,
do
but
so well.
again, you gotta open space.
Yeah, well, you got open space and then oh, bro, it's so hard, bro.
I feel like Xavi is in that moment in his coaching career that he's like still getting used to the fact that he has to let go of players in order to build a good team.
Guys,
'Cause he has a lot of
it's
players.
Xavi's second season
That's what I'm
at,
saying.
at the top of
That's,
like at the
that's
top
what I'm saying.
of European football. For example, question right here: when will we be able to get players in their prime? I hate taking sloppy second players. This is gonna happen when Barcelona can actually spend money, like other big clubs such as Real
or in a
Madrid.
few years when a lot of these young players,
Okay, see,
reach
but for
their
example,
prime.
isn't
Yeah,
it frustrating that you
look.
have players such as Mbappe, Haaland, and everything, and Haaland basically like he came out with a quote, well, it was taken out of context, about Haaland laughing like, hey, I would love to come to Barcelona, but I don't have money to pay me. Like, I would love Barcelona to be at least be in the race to sign these guys because Barcelona haven't been in the race for these top players since what, like 2019, 2018.
Right, it's just being about
I
again
feel like
about bad.
Dembele was like the last big signing like that.
Last big signing, yeah, bro. Well, I mean, we
Look,
spent
man,
like 60
look,
mil. Like last
look,
time when we spent like activate the Libers, we got what Lewandowski for 50.
Yeah, but
No, for 45.
we did have a good transfer window
Yeah,
last
we
summer.
did. Yeah, we did,
But look,
and we got titles.
honestly,
look, I'll tell you right now, if Barcelona are able to get rid of a few of these players, maybe they can go for Bernardo Silva. But I think we also gotta be hopeful that maybe we'll be bought by the oil money,
Papa Diop.
God willing.
yeah.
But no, I mean it's possible. There has been interest, but that's not the point. The point is, excuse me, if we want to get Bernardo Silva, we have to get rid of some players, and even if that means Dembele or Rafinha, so be it.
Yeah, I just don't see how it's gonna happen. But guys, remember, if you guys want to join into the what's it called, the recording, just basically give your thoughts. Glizzy, just go on Twitter, Kool-Aid Podcast 10, and then you'll be to join there. But you just catch us like towards at the end of the episode. It's such a shame. We always are live on Mondays from like 8 to 10 p.m. somewhere around that, like the time frame. It differs a little bit. But guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed season 2. We talked about Oriol Romeu, we talked about Gundogan, and then we talked about Bernardo Silva, the Porto talking for all rigs. Bro, we need that Saudi money, bro. We need that Qatar Saudi money coming in and just like basically that money injection. But guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the new episode. As always, remember, like, subscribe, and comment.